If we know that customers are more demanding, if we know that our biggest and most well-known organizations are falling off the map, if we know that new grads don't want to work in our organizations anymore, how will you build a culture of innovation that manages that disruption while harnessing the entrepreneurial energy of the people in your organization? The word innovation is attached to everything now. Your healthcare products, your car, the frosting on your cupcakes. I thought it'd be kind of fun to see what it looks like if we did that and replaced the words weight loss and sex with innovation. Beginning about 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to study how people in severely resource-constrained environments solve problems. And I learned about an approach to innovation that I called Jugaad innovation. Now, Jugaad is a way to leverage ingenuity, flexibility, and improvisation to solve problems so that we can do more with less. This is Belinda Addis. She's an organic chemist who was working on mascara formulation at L'Oreal. But she was frustrated by the lack of quality of foundations. They didn't match her deeper skin tone. And she brought this problem to her leadership, who said, okay, show us what you got. If we're not making something that actually addresses the needs of people of color all over the world, let's see what you got. Now, they didn't give her a big budget or headcount, but they gave her some lab space. And to their credit, they got out of her way. And Belinda got into action. Ultimately, Belinda and her colleagues came up with a blockbuster product that was a bestseller for L'Oreal. And moreover, they realized the value of entrepreneurs in the organization. So they started to establish systems to better support them. That's how you build an innovation culture, DNA. That's what we're here to do today. To share how we can address external disruption by out-innovating from within. Entrepreneurship really is born out of Jugaad innovation. How do you solve massive problems even if you don't have a ton of resources? It's not the people in the white coats or the people in the R&D lab. It's sort of like the democratization of innovation. In the first phase of the Entrepreneur's Code, we establish your Innovation Culture Index. It gives you a level set of foundation. Where are we right now? How do people feel about innovation? What are the barriers to innovation? What do they feel like their role in innovation is? Belinda Addis at L'Oreal was working on mascara, but she honed in on foundation because she knew that's where she could have the highest impact. If you were to solve just one problem that would have the biggest impact for the people you're serving, what is that one problem? It's interesting, most organizations when they look at innovation, they're thinking about the big bang, they're thinking about the moonshot, and there is a place for that. But most of what drives revenue and drives growth and sustainability for organizations isn't necessarily in that space, it's in the spaces in between. And who's going to help you get there? Well, it's the thousands of other people in your organization who aren't necessarily tasked with innovation, but they should be. Each of us in this room has a responsibility to create an environment that supports innovation. And if we don't do it, someone else will do it for us. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be expensive. It starts with getting into action, and it's something we can do every single day.